Hi guys, Ben here from Mouth of the Tyne. Welcome back to another injury update episode. Today it's not great news. We've had confirmation from Eddie Howe this morning in his presser that Alexander Isak is out injured until after the World Cup. Now, it's a big blow. He alluded to this on Sunday after the game against Manchester United, that it did look like Isak was going to be injured for the foreseeable future. He's just confirmed it in his presser. So breaking news, it's on Sky Sports now. You'll find the information on the Newcastle United website too. But Isak has officially been ruled out until after the World Cup. Yeah, so it's a big blow for Newcastle United. We have been cruelly dealt these injury blows over the last few weeks. We've got Shelby back. So that's good news. He's back in full training. We're just going to manage his workload carefully, and he should be up to speed in a couple of weeks, possibly even start at the weekend against Spurs, or at least be involved against Spurs if we need him. But the Isak blow has been confirmed. It's something that we all feared after Eddie's comments on Sunday. Something I want to clear up on the Isak injury. It doesn't appear that he's going to be out injured for the entirety of the World Cup. Now, I think this needs clearing up. It's not a 2 to 3 month layoff. The only reason we're using this kind of after the World Cup term is because we only have 5 games left before the World Cup. So obviously he's not going to feature in them. So he'll have to feature after that. It doesn't mean that he's going to be injured for the entirety of the World Cup. Now, this ties in with what Eddie said today, that they're going to use the World Cup for a little mini pre-season for Isak. That's something that they're going to use because Sweden haven't qualified for the World Cup, so Isak wouldn't have been going anyway. So, this is great news for him. He's not missing out personally on the World Cup. He was never going. So they're going to use this time wisely to kind of build up Isak's fitness. I'm expecting another 2 to 3 week kind of layoff, and then maybe build up slowly from there. Now, the World Cup starts in approximately 1 month's time. So, he's obviously going to be missing for those next few games. That we've had that confirmed. But it doesn't mean that he's going to be out injured until Boxing Day or January, whenever our next few games are after the World Cup. It just means that he's going to be out until the World Cup starts, and then he can really start to build up his fitness in this mini pre-season, which Howe and the backroom team have organised for him. Yeah, it's a huge blow, regardless of how long he's going to be out. The fact is he's already missed a few games already. He went away with Sweden a few weeks back, got this thigh injury, worked hard to get back to a place where he was almost ready for a place on the bench against Manchester United, and he's had a setback. It is concerning. ASM's had a similar setback. Is it something we need to look at in training? Are we possibly pushing players back too soon? Is the intensity in the training too high? These are questions I don't have the answers for, but it's something, maybe internally they will be looking at, because it's not good when a player comes back from injury and breaks down 2, 3 times on their recovery. There's clearly something not right there. So, to me, that would have to be addressed behind closed doors. Maybe look at the structure of how the kind of, bring the training back and bring these players back into training. How soon do you do it? Yes, we always want our best players available, but if this is going to keep happening, we're going to have to look at this issue, and it has become an issue, and try and see if we can rectify it for the future. Let's learn from this. Let's see what tweaks we can make to bring, when we bring these players back, they stay fit and they stay back. Isak started his career obviously with us with a huge big bang against Liverpool. Looked excellent in that game. Didn't look quite as effective against Crystal Palace in the next game, but then obviously suffered the injury soon after that. So we've only seen him for a couple of games so far, and it's really frustrating, because when you spend £60 million on a player, you want to see that player fit and playing. It doesn't look like it's going to happen, and essentially he's going to have half a season with us in his first season at Newcastle United. He's going to have to work hard, come back in January, and he essentially is going to be a January signing. So, we can look forward to that, in the sense that it's going to reinforce us in January. We won't have to look for another striker. He'll hopefully be fit for the second half of the season. But it is a blow. Now, the saving grace is the World Cup. We've only got 5 games until the World Cup. So as long as we can get through these 5 games with Wood, Wilson, and possibly ASM, as Eddie Howe confirmed today that they do hope to see him before the World Cup, If we can get through these next patch of games with these players staying fit, we should be okay. We should be in the touching distance, of the top 6 and keep in touch with that pack. That's the important thing. So the World Cup for me is going to come at a great time. It's going to give us a chance to get Isak fit, get Shelvey fit, get ASM fit, and hopefully start Boxing Day and then into January with a bang and really push on this European form. Hopefully we can get the top 6, 7, top 8 finish that we all desire. It doesn't appear that it's going to be a 2 to 3 month layoff. I think the media narrative is slightly twisting this to make it sound more exaggerated than it is. Yes, he's going to be out until after the World Cup, but that's just because we haven't got any games in that period. It's not as if he's going to be laid up with a torn thigh for 3 months. It's just a tweak. It's a reoccurrence, so they're going to have to manage it carefully. He'll miss the next 5 games, but after that he'll be working during the World Cup, so he's not going to be out injured until after the World Cup. Essentially, he's going to be out injured maybe until the World Cup starts, and then he's going to use this period for a prolonged period of rehab over the next 4 or 5 weeks when the World Cup starts, and really have that as a mini pre-season. So that's just something I wanted to clarify. It's not a 2 to 3 month layoff. He's only going to be out injured for the next couple of weeks, but they're going to use the time that everyone's away at the World Cup for a mini pre-season. So he should be back flying, hopefully, during the World Cup. It's not a long-term injury. It's just an injury that's really badly timed. We've got a congested fixture list coming up over the next few weeks. We could have used him. We could have really done with that kind of attacking talent up front, and it also would have given us a chance to rest Wilson, which obviously we kind of crossing our fingers that nothing happens to him. Now, 3 games in a week this week is going to be a big strain on Wilson. I am expecting to see Wood start one of the 2 games, maybe against Everton tomorrow or possibly against Spurs at the weekend. Wilson, I don't think will be able to play all 3 of those games, including the weekend against Manchester United. All 3 of those games in a week. I think that's asking for trouble. And it's walking a fine line. If he gets injured whilst Isak and ASM are out, we've lost our first choice front 3. So this is something we need to look at. We can't risk Wilson for all 3 of these games, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Please let us know in the comments. What's your thoughts on this? Are you worried about losing Wilson too? Do you think Isak will come back fit and firing on Boxing Day? Are you worried that we're going to have enough to get us through until this World Cup period? It's a big 5 games ahead, including the Crystal Palace game in the Cup, which we obviously would love to go through the next round. So let us know in the comments, guys. Are you scared? Are you worried for the future? With our attacking talent kind of, just walking this fine line? Or do you think we'll have enough to get us through to January? So just a short update today, guys, on this breaking news that Alexander Isak is out injured until after the World Cup, or at least he won't play for Newcastle until after the World Cup. Hopefully we're going to have him back in the next 2 to 3 weeks and then use the World Cup as a mini pre-season. So don't worry, it's not going to be a 3-month layoff like some people are kind of, stating in the media. It seems to have been twisted, the narrative. Obviously, it sounds a lot more worse and gets a lot more clicks if it's presumed Isak is out until after the World Cup. It doesn't appear that he's going to be out for too long, but just means that he won't be able to play for Newcastle United in these next 5 games. And obviously, after that, we haven't got a game until Boxing Day. So let's hope he can get fit and firing as soon as possible. He's our record signing, £60 million player. We need him back. We need him firing. And we need him back to help us push this European assault, which we've launched, which many of us thought we maybe wouldn't launch until next season. We are up there in the top 6. We have the best defence in the league. Our goal difference is a really good +8, which we haven't had for a long time at this stage of the season. So things are going really well on the pitch. We just need to get these players back off the pitch. So listen, guys, thanks for listening. Hopefully we'll bring you some more shows very soon. We'll definitely bring you a Everton full-time whistle later in the week where we go through that game, and we'll have the guys on to discuss that. So thanks again for watching. Really appreciate you. Please like and subscribe to the channel. We trying to grow the channel as best we can. Things have worked out really well the past few weeks. We are growing. We're starting to build a real community. So it's great to have you guys on board. Come and be a part of it. Come and join Mouth of the Tyne YouTube and, really be a part of this community. I've been Ben from Mouth of the Tyne. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you in the next one.